Welcome to our community. Susie Thomas with you this morning. Very happy to welcome Lori Noby and Gladys Owens from the Canton Christian Home. Good morning to both of you.
Good morning.
Good morning.
First of all, let's be a little more personal. How are you doing? We have gone through quite a year so far, and I know you are really in the trenches. How are you doing personally, both of you?
Well, I will start. We're doing really well here at Canton Christian Home. We have not had COVID at all, and we are so happy with that. No staff member, no resident. So that in turn makes my day, my job a lot easier, knowing that everyone is doing well. I have to admit it is a challenge personally to keep upbeat and to find good things in life, but there is definitely a lot of good out there.
For sure.
Well, and for myself, being with a part of the auxiliary and keeping track of all of our auxiliary members, none of our auxiliary ladies or their families have had COVID.
Wow.
And that is a blessing. And keeping them upbeat and checking on them and making sure they're all okay is a joy to hear their voices and say, I'm doing well. So we're all doing fine. And that's a blessing, as well as everybody at the home.
What an incredible blessing to hear both of you working with really the age group and everyone who seems to be the people that we're really keeping an eye on. As far as, having a tendency to hit this age group a little harder than others, and also the living conditions as far as being, almost like in a college dorm. But the retirement homes are the places that have been hit the hardest, and yet you have 0 cases for workers or folks that are living there.
Yes, so many prayers have been showered upon Canton Christian Home. And, a shout out to our Director of Nursing, Bonnie Lepley, and Grace Hartman, and Angela Murphy, who have all kept us well and safe. And I know it's hard for families. It's hard not seeing your loved one. Many of our families have not been with their loved ones since March 22nd. So we are so thankful to the families. They have abided by the rules and the regulations, and we can't thank them enough.
One of the things, though, that really helps with our mental health is to be able to be with those loved ones. And the fact that that's another thing that just hit retirement homes so terribly, is that suddenly you can't visit with those grandchildren, and they are like a B vitamin. What kinds of things have you done to keep everyone's spirits up?
Well, we have been doing a lot of room-to-room activities where we are forced to do one-on-ones now more so than ever before. So if we have identified anyone that could be showing signs of depression, we're seeing perhaps they're not eating properly, they're walking, in the hallways and just maybe their heads are down, something like that, we are trying our best to be in there and to talk with them. We're very blessed with our chaplain, Ken. He has been doing phone calls with our folks if they're in the hospital, and he's also works with people if they themselves have been identified as someone that has been down. We have gotten so creative with our activities, you would be surprised what we have done.
Well, let's hear. So what are some activities?
Some of them,
I'll bite.
You're going to bite? We do bingo in the hallway. So the residents are in their rooms, in the archway of the doorway, and we are yelling, B4, M38, and we're yelling it down the hallway. We've been dancing in the hallways. We have taken beach balls and turned them into bowling balls. And we've done crafts one-on-one. They have made some really unique pottery items, but it's all room to room.
Wow.
We've had the ice cream truck come, and they are enjoying that. Of course, we're all in masks, as is the driver of the ice cream truck. But we are slowly opening up to visitations. But again, everything has to be outside, weather permitting, and it cannot be too hot for them.
Yes. How have you done meals? Because that is one of
Meals?
the joyful times there, is a gathering to eat together. And again, everyone has to be on their own. How have you done
Yes.
that?
How we have done that is our dietary staff has done a wonderful job. We were taking the meals individually to each room. So they would get to see two staff members with their carts, the food cart, then the beverage cart. And the dietary folks really enjoyed getting to know the residents even more.
Mm.
So it has been a challenge, but we have done a fabulous job, I pray, in meeting those needs.
Yes. That's almost like room service.
Yes,
I mean,
it is.
really, you can't beat that.
No.
I don't even know the answer to this, so I'm just going to ask.
Yes.
How about being online and access to a computer so that they could,
Thank you, Susie. Yes.
sure, have that kind of
that's
connection?
major. Yes, we have used Skype. At any time, if any family member wishes to talk with their loved ones via the electronic age that we live in, we do our best to make sure that does happen. We're very blessed with a wonderful IT gentleman who makes sure that we do get out there. If somebody has instant messaged me on Facebook, I refer that to him and we make that happen.
Oh, that's great. That's wonderful. Gladys, I think some people, myself included, might like to know a little bit more about what it means to be an auxiliary member. Who are these people and how do they support the Canton Christian Home?
Well, the auxiliary group is a wonderful group of ladies from various different Christian churches in the area. And when I say the area, it's everywhere from Akron, North Industry, New Philadelphia, all over. So we've had them as far as Talmadge. But all of these ladies volunteer their time and energies to do fundraising for the Benevolent Fund. And we have various fundraisers throughout the year to raise money for the Benevolent Fund, but we also do activities. We sponsor events for the residents. We have different area performers like Christian groups come in and sing for the residents. We have different high school groups come in and perform, and specials for the residents, to do different events. We have fall festival and pie on the patio, and we buy pies and we serve pie and ice cream to the residents, and we spend a lot of time with the residents, and we do fun things for them besides just raising money for the Benevolent Fund. And all of these ladies participate in all of those events.
The Benevolent Fund really sets you apart. I think it's remarkable, and we can't say this too many times, that no one has ever had to leave for lack of funds thanks to the Benevolent Fund. Can you expound on that, please?
Yes. Go ahead, Lori. I'll let you answer that.
Okay. Thank you, Gladys. The Benevolent Fund is one of the things that does set us apart, and that is if I have a loved one that comes in here, one of the promises that we make is that you will never be asked to leave if, in fact, you do outlive your income. So many times we get calls saying, this is Lori Noby, and I was just informed that I can't keep my mom where she's at a particular facility because she has run out of money.
Yeah.
Those situations are very difficult. To have someone in their late 80s, early 90s all of a sudden have to move. They've gotten used to their facility. They've gotten used to making new friends, and these new friends now are old friends. And so that is one of the things we do try to avoid. We do have independent living, assisted living, and full nursing care so that you can age in place here at Canton Christian Home. And without that Benevolent Fund, we could not make such a promise.
It should be nothing but a joyful blessing to have good health long into your life, to be spending your twilight years feeling good and being healthy. the fact that you have been so healthy that you outlasted your money really should not have to add to your stress.
No, it should not. And that is very, very stressful. It's not only stressful for the elder, it's also stressful for their families as well.
So how does that work? What kinds of things, and I know you've got one coming up that we want to talk about, what kinds of things do you do to raise funds for Canton Christian Home?
Gladys, I'm going to let you take that one if you would like.
Okay. Well, we do lots of different types of fundraisers. We have pepperoni sales. We fundraiser. We sell poinsettias at Christmas time. Churches will buy them to decorate. Businesses will buy them to decorate their offices. And, of course, individuals, a lot of people buy and give them to their loved ones to decorate their homes there at Canton Christian Home. We also do Festival of Wreaths. People will have donated wreaths, businesses, and then we decorate the hallways there at the home, and people come in and look at them and bid on them. And the highest bidder, of course, gets the wreath or the centerpiece. And then we also do concerts. Like coming up next year in June, we're going to have the Martins coming.
Wow.
And they'll be performing at the Johnson Center. And that's going to be one of our big fundraisers. And, of course, we do have a spaghetti dinner and then a barbecue. And we do have the upcoming barbecue, August the 15th, coming up, that we are selling tickets for. So lots of different fundraisers throughout the year to raise money for the Benevolent Fund.
August 15th is the Fun Chicken Barbecue. Now, first of all, tell me the menu because this is always fabulous.
Oh, yes. You get half a chicken, baked potato with all the trimmings. You get a dinner roll, coleslaw, dessert, a beverage. Everything is packed and ready to take home or to a park for a picnic. All of that for $13.
Say that again. Wait, you get all that for what?
$13.
Okay, that's a funny fundraiser because how are you making enough by only charging that? Does this meet your need?
It meets our needs.
Okay.
We have a lot of wonderful vendors that work with us, give us amazing prices, as well as we have a lot of people that have made donations that help our costs, keep our costs very, very low. So we are definitely be able to keep the price as it is. And then we have a lot of wonderful volunteers helping that day. All the chicken is prepared outdoors on an open flame, and it's all the volunteers for the auxiliary that are helping us. And everybody, the day when you come, you can call in and place your order with Lori by calling 330-430-5120. I had to stop and think. 330-530-4120. Place your order with Lori, and then you can pay when you pick up. You pay by cash or check. You can make your checks payable to ABC Auxiliary. And then when you come between 4 and 6 p.m. on August the 15th to pick up your order, you will pull in between the Johnson Center and the home and pull around behind the home and come out between the fire department and the home. You will stop, pay for your order at one table, then pull down and pick up your order. Everyone there will have masks and gloves on, and we will have it all bagged up while you're there, and we'll pass it through your car window and on your way.
Wonderful. Off to eat it outdoors somewhere if you like, or take it home, or any safe place. So that's how this year's will look a little different than those in the past.
Yes. In the past, you could come inside, sit down, and eat inside. We always had entertainment. And in years past, we always had it under a big tent out back, and we had entertainment, and we had mums to sell and pumpkins because it was beginning of fall. But this year, it's just a little bit different. But we're including silverware and everything. So if you did want to go to a park and have a picnic, you could, or you can just take it home and enjoy it and not have to wash any dishes.
Gladys, I love that statement. It's probably the understatement of the century. This year's just a little bit different.
That is correct.
No kidding. Let's make sure we've got that phone number correct, 330-430-5120. Is that correct?
That is correct.
We will give that again before we're all done. We need to take a short break, but we are visiting with Lori Noby and Gladys Owens from the Canton Christian Home. We'll be back after these words. You're listening to Our Community. Welcome back to Our Community. Susie Thomas visiting with Gladys Owens and Lori Noby from the Canton Christian Home. And I want to let you know, get this on your calendar. It's coming up here pretty quickly, August 15th. They are having the chicken barbecue, but it is a drive-up this time. So you want to call in your order at 330-430-5120. That's 330-430-5120. And order delicious chicken barbecue for the whole family, and then you can just take it and be on your way and enjoy it in, the comfort of your own home or on a beautiful hill somewhere, maybe lakeside somewhere. Just take your picnic somewhere and enjoy it together because the food is awesome and it's for an amazing cause to benefit the benevolent fund of the Canton Christian Home, making sure absolutely no one ever has to leave for outliving their money. We just wouldn't want to see anyone have to pack up and leave. And it's never had to happen. That's what I think is just an amazing testament to all that you do there. In a normal world, let's talk a little bit about the kinds of things that you offer there. One thing you mentioned is the close proximity to Malone University. So I know that a lot of your residents love going over and enjoying those concerts at the Johnson Center, which is just across the driveway.
That is true. In a perfect normal world, those are some of the things they would be doing this past year. Yeah. Some of our folks have even gone over and audited classes. So it is a perfect win-win between our elders and the young folks that are studying, whatever that may be, over at Malone. We can do intergenerational with them. So it's really a good marriage between our elders and the youth of today because they both learn something about each other that they may not have known. And one of the things that we're working on with the auxiliary is we are going to be producing a book called Been There, Done That, and it's all going to be filled with stories of our residents. Things that they have lived through and things that they have gone through that hopefully when younger people read that, they can look at that and say, oh, they went through that and survived. I surely can handle COVID-19. So we are really getting some unique stories. We're talking to quite a few people that and I'm sure Gladys would have no clue of what they went through. Yeah. And yet they're still here giving their testimonies to the Lord, saying that without the Lord, they couldn't have gotten through what they went through. And if they can do it, surely the youth of today can do it as well.
Do you happen to know the age of your oldest resident right now?
We have about 3 over 100.
Oh, wow.
We have one that's 102 and is still living in Independence.
Oh, my.
Yes.
That is awesome. Well,
yes.
Don't you think we're going to start to see a little more of that? Because, those baby boomers refuse to age, don't they?
That's right. I'm one of them, and I'm glad you're one, and Susie, you're one too.
Yes, that's right.
One of them. And I'm not getting older. I'm just getting better.
Amen.
There
that's
you
right.
go.
That's right. You realized that there were a lot of us coming up, though. And you did do some addition. Talk a little bit about that new construction that has taken place within the last few years.
Yes. What we did is we added on to what is called the end caps. And we expanded our independent living and created all brand new rooms. And the interesting thing about that was that those rooms were already sold before they were even finished. Mm-hmm. We had a waiting list of people that wanted those new rooms. And one of the major differences, a lot of our folks were saying, we'd like extra closet space and added maybe some more windows. And the NCAP rooms, the new additions, they're all very modern compared to our standard rooms, which to me are more cozier and comfortable. But again, no matter what size room you choose, it does get to be like home. As somebody told me once, that I have to make the best of my situation. It's a very hard decision to make to move to a long-term care facility. But so often we hear people saying, if only I would have done this sooner.
Yes.
And though it's not like my home, it's still home to me. So again, it's all about the attitude. If you're going to be happy, you got to make yourself happy. But if you're going to be doom and gloom, that's going to follow you whether you come to Canton Christian Home or not. It's all in the way you look at things.
Absolutely. That's absolutely true.
Yes.
You do have such a happy place there, though.
We do.
It's an amazing ambiance when you go just to come through. And the fact that, okay, my mom was a resident there, and you've probably heard me say this before, but she was able to have breakfast, go to Bible study, go to exercise class, go have chapel and some lovely program, go shopping, have her hair done, and then meet me for lunch. And she would have never left that building. So it's almost not like Canton Christian Home. It's almost like Canton Christian Town, that you're all under one roof, but you can do so many things. And you mentioned the arts and crafts, and she took up painting again and had just a beautiful experience there.
That is our main goal is, it doesn't matter that I'm 80 or 90 or 100. I still have life to live. And that is one of our hopes with our activities and some of the things that Gladys mentioned that the auxiliary provides. We are still enriching, and hopefully we are keeping you all feeling purposeful. There is still a great amount of things that you can do. We don't stop living just because we move into Canton Christian Home. We want to make sure that you are still being challenged, whether you're in the writing club or maybe you have, as you said with your mother, picked up painting. We have one lady that never knew she could paint like she could until she took a class here. And those are the things that, we have seen change over the years. We don't want to see our elders sitting in a rocking chair, just sitting and rocking. No, these are individuals who are coming in now that know how to use a computer. They want to use a computer. They want to learn if they haven't been taught. They are not ready to just sit in that rocking chair and rock their years away. They still want to get out and do things and learn things.
Oh, my, and the friendships that develop is just really a beautiful thing, too.
It is.
One thing, I heard you say the word waiting list, and I think that might make people feel a little skittish about even attempting, because I think you are known for having a waiting list. Everybody wants to be in there. Is there a way? I don't want to make anyone feel discouraged from even trying. How long is that waiting list, and what are the chances of getting in?
Well, right now, our independent living, we do have some openings. And so that, that can happen within 3 months. Our assisted living, I am, very confident in saying that is very full, as is our nursing. We do try our best to meet those needs. So if I have sold a house and now I'm like, oh, where do I go? I made application at Canton Christian Home. We try our best. It may not be the room you wanted, but we will bring you in. You can stay in that room until the floor plan that you wanted is available. But we do have openings right now in independent living, and everything else is predominantly full. But again, if it's a crisis situation, if it's a situation where we know something needs to happen, we really try our best to expedite that.
It's wonderful. You mentioned the Martins. So you're going forward and planning this for a year from now, correct?
Yes. That'll be in June of 2021.
Oh, wonderful. I think everybody, do we know a date for sure yet, or?
Believe it's June the 18th. Lori, do you have that right?
I believe that is, yes.
But circle all of June for 2021 and just know that at some point the Martins are going to be coming to the and will they be at Malone University? Yes, that's where the concert
will be at the Johnson Center, yes, at Malone.
Well, that will just be awesome. That'll be great for the whole community. And everyone can go, yes, and then that will raise funds for the Benevolent Fund as well.
That is correct.
Yes, I just want to, you are correct, Gladys. It is June 18th of 2021.
Well, that's a big deal, having them come to Canton. That's awesome. Yes. Kudos to you all for getting them. That's going to be great.
But we're very excited to have them.
For this year, August 15th, coming up just around the bend, call this number, 330-430-5120. That's 330-430-5120, and make your reservations for a chicken dinner, and they will put together just a wonderful little picnic pack for you that you can drive up, pick up, and take wherever to eat in the safety of your own family and your own location. And
even
yes, go
ahead.
ahead.
If they can't come out, excuse me, if they can't come out, we accept donations. We'll be happy to accept any donation. This year, and Gladys, I'm sure you'll jump in on this, the Benevolent Fund has been hit hard. We have had to cancel every program. So we are welcoming anyone that would like to make any donations. And please know it does go to help our residents that do need assistance with benevolence.
I'm so glad that you mentioned that, because it's just a matter of being on top of the mind. So many people have been hit, and that a number of charitable organizations are hurting right now because of just what's happening. But there are a number of people who their finances have not been affected by this. So I think just getting on top of the mind for folks who have not had a difference of income, these are the places where we can help and come alongside and help our seniors. They've lived an awesome life. Talk to me a little bit about how rewarding it is just to work there.
How rewarding. Okay, as someone that has worked with seniors, I think I was destined to work with seniors when I was a little girl. I was more comfortable around adults than children my own age. And my grandmother was a huge influence, I think, on directing my life towards working with seniors. My mom, I first wanted to start out working with kids. My mom kept saying, wrong field, wrong field. I'm like, no, this is the right path, Mom, going to work with children. And she was right. Working with seniors is my passion. I look at each and every person as if they were a family member of mine. I believe that they should be treated with respect. I also believe that my working here, I'm in their home now. So to me, it's very important that I know each and everyone's name. I hope to know some of their challenges, whether it be physical or mental, and I want to make a difference each and every day. And I don't think there's a lot of jobs that you can say that I've made a difference. And just to see a smile, to me, is worth everything.
Wow.
And I think Gladys, as an auxiliary member, she feels that way too.
Well,
I do. I grew up the same way as Lori. My grandparents lived with me. I helped care for them in their elder years, as well as my mother-in-law and aunt lived at Canton Christian Home, and I cared for them. And I've always worked with seniors my whole life. I worked in nursing homes when I was a teenager and young adult, and I've always felt comfortable with them and always felt like I was an advocate for them. And I feel comfortable with it. So I'm right there with Lori.
Beautifully said. Well, Gladys Owens, Lori Noby, thank you for what you do for our seniors and what you do for our community.
Thank you, Susie, for having us.
Thank you.